Hello and welcome to IndianExpress.com. Sending a strong message to Pakistan, India earlier announced that it carried out surgical strikes on various terror launch pads across the LOC. To discuss these developments further, I'm joined by Sushant Singh, who will give us more perspective about this entire operation. Sushant, firstly, what are the details that you can share with us about this entire operation that took place?
See, beyond what the DGMO announced today morning, there are 7 launch pads, terror launch pads across the line of control have been hit by the special forces of the Indian Army, who moved there post-midnight between 12:30 and 4:30. Now, these 7 launch pads were in basically two sectors in Jammu and Kashmir, and the special forces of Indian Army, 2 battalions had actually moved to the forward bases on the line of control on Wednesday afternoon itself at around 2 p.m. By Wednesday evening, the go-ahead was given by the Defence Minister after his meeting with the Prime Minister, and Thursday midnight, this operation happened. So there have been no casualties on the Indian side. The complete forces could exfiltrate very easily, while there are no specific numbers as to how many terrorists and their supporters have been killed, although DGMO very clearly said that there have been a large number of casualties on the other side.
Right, but for the benefit of our viewers, if you could just explain to us what exactly do surgical strikes mean and how exactly are they carried out?
See, surgical strike basically means that is a pinpointed strike where there is no collateral damage. Whether on any surrounding population or any surrounding buildings, they are not targeted. So it can be done in 3 ways. One is by precision guided bombs through air, you can do it, or you can use land-based weapon systems like rockets, missiles, artillery guns, which again have precision guided munition, which will only go and hit there, like you had Patriot missiles during the Iraq War, the first Gulf War. Or third thing is by special forces who can go on the road and carry out a land-based operation like what has been done here and target the specific building or the specific area which they have to target. That is what precision strike is.
Right, so in that case, what could be the possible implications as far as this operation is concerned?
See, Dekhi, one clear implication of this operation is that this sends a very clear signal to Pakistan that any terror attack on Indian soil or on Indian soldiers would be strongly repulsed and replied to. Now, the danger of this is that every time when the next terror attack happens, what does India do? If you kill 40 this time, do you kill 400 next time? That's a big danger. And the second danger is if Pakistan also responds in kind, then do you escalate? Do you go for a full-fledged war? What do you do? Those are the real dangers of this kind of operation.
Right. Thank you so much, Sushant, for getting us the details of the surgical strike that happened. Let's also go across to Praveen, my colleague, who will give us more perspective about this entire operation. Praveen, firstly, we know these strikes are not a very new occurrence. Then why has India decided to go public now?
The Indian Army is always given at least as good as it's got from Pakistani infiltrators and the Pakistan Army. For years, when Indian soldiers have been killed in terrorist raids, the Indian Army struck back, but never publicly admitted to doing so. The reason for this has been pretty simple. Basically, governments haven't wanted to get locked into a cycle of retaliation and counter-retaliation. The idea being that you can send a message to Pakistan quietly, but not say anything publicly so that the next time your options are all open. This time, Prime Minister Narendra Modi's government wanted to raise the stakes for Pakistan by making clear that, look, you do this, we're willing to take things to the next level. So if you do it again, we're going to do even more. And that's a pretty serious message to take. We'll have to wait and see how Pakistan reacts to this.
Right, so in that case, are there any chances of any fresh retaliation from either sides?
There's been no firing along the line of control since early this morning. And judging by what Pakistan's been saying, which is basically flatly denying that the line of control was crossed by Indian troops, it doesn't seem likely that they're looking to up the ante right now. However, the army is taking absolutely no chances. So in the area, in the Poonch sector where the fighting was most intense last night and this morning, villages are being evacuated up to 2 kilometers from the line of control. Some areas in the northern line of control which are vulnerable to fire from across the line of control, villages and hospitals have been prepared for attack. But as of now, things tense but calm, and there's no sign that Pakistan is looking to retaliate immediately. Having said that, the Pakistan Army isn't exactly going to announce its intent before it hits back. And Indian troops are aware of that and are certainly taking measures to brace themselves for whatever might come next.
Right. Thank you so much, Praveen and Sushant, for giving us your perspective about this entire operation. For more news and updates, log on to IndianExpress.com.